Always your urban American podcast. I got my lovely co-host Kyla, my best friend in the world Kimbrough, and my right hand man P. And we doing a little music conversation, and two albums uh two albums that were like a quintessential piece, and and me and Kimbrough and P, saying like in our age frame growing up. I asked them which album is better, The Locks, We Are the Streets, or G Unit, Beg for Mercy. And before we hit record, Kimbrough was giving his take, so I'm gonna let you give it one more time. Who you got?
Um, I listened to Beg for Mercy a lot back then, so that sticks out to me. I'm not saying it's the better album. I'm just saying that's the album that I rock.
Okay, so you couldn't really give a you couldn't really you don't think you give a take on which one is really better though?
Nah, because I went hard on Beg for Mercy when it dropped. I was a big fan.
I'm gonna say the same. Yeah. I gotta go back and listen to the Locks. It's been a while. It's been a while for both of them.
Scream it. I need a ride or die chick. I know that's kind of.
Yeah,
I know that's kind of shit.
I don't know none of the songs on that album, but that Beg for Mercy, I played each track, like, you know what I'm saying, like the whole album.
What Kyla used to be like, what E said in the song, I need a ride or die chick. I just took you back, didn't I? What album you going with, man? We Are the Streets. Scream L, cause we living and we love the life. Scream O. My blood pressure.
I don't have either.
You don't have either? You a year older than everybody. So
I like certain songs on both, so
let me ask you this question. Let me dumb it down a little bit for you. Would you
say dumb it down?
Okay, dumb it. Okay, I'm sorry. No offense.
Let's get granular with the question as far as, digging more into
it. As the great Kimbrough said, would you rather listen to Ride or Die Chick or I Wanna Be Your Lover? I'm really trying to you, baby.
Crazy.
Yeah. That one.
What? The way you be, I need when that Eve. Oh, I can't think of what Eve say with that part right now.
No, I'm such an Eve fan too, right?
No,
I like. Okay, are we talking about now, or are we talking about that era? Like,
I'm just saying now. If we was at the
it would be that one.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm saying we at the club, little '90s mix come on. I mean, little late '90s, early 2000s mix come on. You want to hear?
I'm rocking the both. Like, play them back to back if you want.
Okay, so while we on the subject of comparing albums, I have a quote, and I really want to pick y'all brains with it. Kevin Gates actually said it, but I mean, I'm sure he's not the original person that ever said it, but this is who I'm quoting. The killer of all joy is making comparisons. Again, the killer of all joy is making comparisons. I'll let P start off first. Give me your take. Do you think that's true? And then give me an explanation why you do or you don't.
From a self-reflective place, yeah. We all our biggest critics. You know what I'm saying? I work out a lot, and I can't even enjoy the progress that I get because I'm in the gym comparing to others. Like, damn, this nigga calls like his calf, and my shit ain't hitting, And it takes sometimes somebody be like, damn, you look a little bigger. My parents said something. I was like, yeah. Because when you chasing something, you're not satisfied to where you get where you're going. But then you got some people that ain't never satisfied, which is a good thing, but it can be counterproductive. But when you start comparing to other people, and then in another sense, people make careers doing such things.
So it can be counterproductive.
Yeah, I say on a self-reflective, yeah, it is the killer of joy because you can't enjoy what your progress or what's because you always looking at the next man's paper or the next woman's what they got instead of enjoying where you are. You sometimes you get
Exactly.
disappointed.
I want to ask the great Kimbrough, what is your take?
Um,
Is that true, and why or why not?
I agree. It is true. It is. Comparison is a killer of joy. I've never compared myself to anybody because I feel like I'm a god. Nobody's on my level anyway.
That's it.
Yep.
So you never looked at somebody dress and like, man, they
Nope.
dress.
I'm always, hey, the confidence I have in myself, I never compare myself to nobody. Never cared about what anybody got going on, what they doing, what they have, what they don't have. I've always focused on myself.
You never seen something that
Yeah.
And you
motivated
can
you,
attest to that.
influenced you.
Yeah.
Those who've been around me, I've never cared about
Yeah.
what anybody was doing around me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with the statement.
I disagree with the statement, but I'm gonna let Kyla speak her mind first, and then I'll get mine. So you agree with the statement? Why? Why not?
That comparison kills all joy, right?
Yes. Comparison. I'll read it again for you. The killer of all joy is making comparisons.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be on both sides of the fence with that one. The killer of all joy is making comparisons. No, you shouldn't compare. If I'm going in the right direction with this, I don't believe that you should compare yourself to anyone, but I feel like we do all have someone or something we aspire to be, or we look to like a role model or whatever, right? So in a way, we are comparing, but we don't have to be the exact same. We can be different, but we all have something in life that we're like, ooh, you know what? I want to do that. Is that not a comparison?
No, that is. That
Inspiration,
is.
motivation.
But you comparing
That's
yourself in
correct.
you comparing yourself in an inspirational
Yeah,
manner.
You're using it as inspiration, correct, and motivation. But I just feel like we all have our moments of comparing. It's not always in a negative manner.
I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Now, when
Exactly.
you're comparing yourself, and like you, Pete, like you were saying, in the gym, you was comparing yourself to this other dude. You were comparing at the same time. You were looking at it in the wrong way. I feel like you were looking at it like, man, you know, I need to get my weight up or whatever. At the same time, you were using it as motivation too,
I was.
right?
Yeah.
Because you got your weight up.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
So you
this.
still compare to a certain degree.
Yeah.
It's just really how you look at it.
Yeah. I think there's the real statement is, I think the real statement is that it can be a
It
killer
can be
of
a
joy.
killer if that's your only
Yeah.
move.
But
Yeah.
but sometimes comparison, you know, like you said, it can motivate you. Hey, look, this guy. Hey, look, what's the name? He able to do this, and this. You can do it too. So comparing, you know what I'm saying, comparing what y'all got going on, you be like, okay, well, if he could do it, I could do it too. That's not a killer of no joy, but I think it can be looked at. It all depends on the self esteem of the person. Like the main thing is, and I think that me and Kimbrough, we both kind of live this way. We happy with where we're at.
Mhm.
So it doesn't matter what somebody else did because I'm happy where I'm at. You might, Kimbrough might go get a Phantom tomorrow. I'm not gonna feel like, damn, I gotta keep my shit together. That's where he at. I can get there one day. So you know what I'm saying. But some people, everybody don't look at it like that. Some people will down themselves in that manner. But I mean, it to me, it depends on the person.
I will say that in a lot of instances, comparison is necessary because I'm an open person. If I don't know something, I'm a want to know. I like knowledge. Like, bro, put me on. How did you do that? Where can I learn that? Or if you're an apprentice, or you know what I'm saying. This we used to have these traditions where you pass down the guard. Like, this is what I do in my family. We was good at this. This person probably was farmers. these people were traders, these people was engineers. You got to compare to your teacher into elevating to graduate. Even in martial arts or anything, those comparisons are necessary. So it's a subjective. I can see that's why I said self-reflecting. Yeah, when you don't take the time to enjoy your progress, but in other means you need to compare. And people do it for a living. Sports analysts, all they do is compare this person's career to this person's career and song stats. That's
Right.
big.
I mean, when you got the stats though, when the stats is there, I mean, we compare everything else. We compare the market of houses and cars.
Yeah.
We compare, we compare. How do you figure out what's the best without comparing?
Facts.
But I think the bigger part of that question was that it's a killer of joy or whatever.
Right.
And I think the part that he was trying to say is if that's what if all you're doing is comparing yourself to other people and other things, then you're not gonna bask in your own joy. You're not gonna you're not gonna see where you've leveled up at. You're not going to pretty much you're gonna miss it. You just don't miss out on you've achieved.
You're never gonna be happy with where you at.
Exactly.
Yeah, because you'll always have something to compare to.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I came up with that realization years ago. Like at the end of the day, it's always gonna be somebody richer.
It's be always, happy with you are.
It's always gonna be somebody with a bigger house, big, Now we're gonna transition right quick. I want to ask this question goes to you first, Kyla. I ain't even asked it yet, but if you're grown and you're married, but if you're grown, what's the harm in getting your cheeks clapped when you first meet?
Oh Lord Jesus! What?
If you're grown, what's the harm in getting your cheeks clapped?
Cheeks clapped.
You know what they mean.
What's the harm in having sex when you first meet? Okay.
If you're grown.
There's no harm. As long as two people are consenting to it, there's no harm.
Kimbrough?
Same.
P?
Subjective. It all depends on the lifestyle and the maturity of the person, the mindset. Some people clap cheeks on the first date and it'd be a one night stand, but they end up pregnant, and this girl want to keep the baby.
What did he say? She ended with a baby.
He said you some one night stands. Somebody might get pregnant by accident. Now she want to keep the baby.
Happen to athletes all the time. All the time. So there's harm. There's harm in the situation because everything is intent. Like it's maturity, mindset. Anything can be harmful.
Kyla said that sounds personal.
I mean, no, it didn't happen. I'm just watching athletes. There's a girl right now. She's 39, young man 21.
Oh, you talking about Drea?
Yeah.
Yeah. So hold on. She's supposed to be pregnant? I didn't know. I didn't know that part.
I don't know. Brittany Renner. There's girls out here that's how they get their bag.
Okay. Me personally, I think it just comes down to where you mentally. I mean, that shit really don't matter. Cause I mean, it don't matter. At the end of the day, like once the relationship,
if two people agree to it, I don't think it's wrong. Can wrong come out of it? Yes, but I don't think that and two people agree to. A whole lot of wrong could come out of it. But if two people agree to do whatever they're gonna do on that night, as long as both of them agree, then that's it. As far as
Yeah, I can't even.
Got to do with connection.
Yeah, you said it great. I don't even have a rebuttal after that. You killed it. Let me see. Do we have anything else? Anything else? Y'all got anything? You got anything? What y'all got going on? P, what you got going on? What's new? What you got going on? What can people look out for? Anything you want to throw out there, mention?
I wanted to talk about the Jay-Z speech because they dragged me on the social media for seeing.
Right. I forgot about the Jay-Z speech.
I didn't even hear the Jay-Z speech.
You didn't hear the Jay-Z speech. Kimbrough, did you hear the Jay-Z speech?
I did hear some of the Jay-Z speech.
Can you enlighten us on the Jay-Z speech, and then P, you come behind and get your pause.
I mean, what I got from the speech is that he just basically said, don't get so wrapped up in this accolade of the Grammys, but still run your race as far as go hard at whatever you're doing in that moment. So, don't get wrapped up in, what you're doing it for, as far as like for a Grammy or anything of that sort, because all of this is subjective. These are people's opinion of who
you
best album. Yeah, the best album is the best song. These are people that's making these decisions. And, but he also doubled down and said, still go hard on what you're going for. Like, you know what I'm saying? Still, like, if you're an artist, still put out your best stuff and still do you. But don't let this define you.
Right. Don't let, yeah.
I like that.
That's well said. Well said. P, what's your take?
I think he said all the right things, but it was in self-interest of him and his wife. That's how I took it. Because
okay, why you take it that way? That was just
the things he said ain't new. It's always been issues with Grammys and how they pick and how they choose their platform and how they pick certain artists. Maybe politics, politicizm, something out of our control. It's been spoken on by Kanye, Will Smith. Before hip hop was a thing, they weren't even giving us a category. So this has been like, this ain't the first time issues have been about the Grammys. I really I look at Hov like, nigga, I've been waiting on you to say something your whole career, but I accepted that you this stoic guy. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear shit. Hov is quiet as kept. You might see him on a podcast say something, but on actual out loud platforms, he's never said nothing before. And that's why I was like, nigga, you shouldn't have been said something based on y'all status in esteem, in the genre, in the culture. And now you're saying something, but it was really on behalf of your wife, because he said, how could the person that's won the most Grammys not get album of the year? And he went into his thing, and I was like, yeah, he said all the right things, but it came off as selfish to me, because you was advocating for your wife. You wasn't advocating for all of us. Oh, you shouldn't have been said something. How many Grammys they didn't won? They the most established artist in the culture is a powerhouse.
Did he boycott the Grammys one year?
Jay-Z boycotted the Grammy one year, right? Kimbrough said.
I believe so.
He did.
So I mean so I guess he has took a stance before, but but this is the thing. That part right there that he said though, I didn't like that line. How did the person with the most Grammys never win album of the year? You cannot have the album of the year.
But you still got more Grammys than everybody, even if you won album of the year.
You can't. You okay? So listen. Chris Brown is a great artist, right? Name me a classic Chris Brown album.
It's first.
And no dig at Chris Brown. I'm just using him as an example. He doesn't have a classic album. None of y'all gonna name a classic Chris Brown album. So how therefore that who?
His very first album.
Stop it, P. Stop it. He doesn't have a classic album. Therefore, how could we say he should have won album of the year at the Grammys? You have to earn something. You have to earn something. I know it's conspiracies in it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not being oblivious to that. But that line, it was just like, well, you could not have the album of the year.
He's talking about his wife.
You could have had the best video, the best single. You could have had, but not the best album as a collective. I'm not a Beyonce fan. I'm not down on her or up on her. So I really haven't listened to her albums, but like. So I'm not gonna give my take if she had an album that could have won album of the year, but I'm just saying what he said. That's very much possible. That's all I'm saying. How you feel about what I just said, Kimbrough?
Back in the day, I used to bump that Beyonce album.
You bumped 2-3 songs, bro. You listen, listen. Okay, if you want me to give you my take, you want me to give you my Beyonce.
And I'm not even a Beyonce like fan or nothing like that, but that so maybe let's look at it a different way. He's looking at it like, okay, if she got 35 or 32 or even 30, I don't know how many Grammys she has gotten, right? But like, how could someone produce so much music, so much of this and that, and not have a solid album? And I think that's where he was going with it.
Yeah, but is that
Like,
possible
you know what I'm
though?
saying?
Is
Like,
it possible?
huh?
Is it possible to do all that and not have a solid album?
With Beyonce, no. I think she did have a couple solid albums. Lemonade was actually a good album.
When it comes to her though,
Which one is the Lemonade? Which one is the Lemonade one when she did like the little movie thing with it?
Becky with the good hair.
That's the one when she did all the videos.
Mhm.
I didn't read. I didn't.
that's why I said it was selfish.
I didn't like a song on there.
If he was
I didn't like a song.
advocating for artists in general who have albums of the year and just didn't get nominated, that's fine. But you talking about somebody who's won the most. You sound like a sore winner. Now, if he was talking about the culture, I ain't got no problems with his speech. I commend it. It's commendable to advocate for your wife. But in the sense that y'all, the career y'all had, and being the most successful artists in y'all genres, and y'all married, like, you sound real selfish, kind of, bro. Like,
I think
I don't want to go far left. I don't want to go far left with this example, but I don't know. So that's almost like saying if Michael Jackson never won in his era album of the year. You get what I mean? It's like
that's hard to say though, because you got albums.
The reason why I'm saying that, I'm not trying to say they're exactly as a comparison. What I'm saying is, this is the Michael Jackson of this era. You know what I'm saying? She has she has been, carrying herself for a long time at this status as an artist.
I highly disagree. I mean, you definitely sound like you're in the behalf. She is not a Michael Jackson of our time. No, she's not Michael Jackson.
When I say Michael Jackson of this time, what do you think that I'm saying?
You're saying like world renowned. You're saying world renowned superstar. Her name being recognizable almost anywhere. She's up there, but not. I don't think she's Michael Jackson.
Let me say
no, you're not. That's not what I. So you just explained it. You just
no, I'm saying okay. I'm saying. Listen, she's not. I'm just saying she's not. First off, to say what we're saying, you haven't even named the album. Well, okay, one person said an album, right? We having this discussion. One person said an album, but if we shift it to Michael Jackson, like you said, right? Easily, people could say Thriller. People could say his first album.
Off the Wall.
I just heard somebody was just at work yesterday saying that, and I heard them say that he's been chasing Off the Wall since then. Beyonce does not have a Off the Wall. So if we put it to Michael Jackson, we like, damn, how could Michael Jackson have a Off the Wall and not win Album of the Year? Never. She doesn't have a Off the Wall. No slight to her, but she don't have that product. So that's why I'm saying what he said could go both ways.
So this would be another question then. Give me a female artist that you think have an Off the Wall album.
I honestly don't think it's none.
Erykah Badu.
That's the issue. That's the subjectiveness of. That's my
what
point.
Album?
So my point in saying that is, you probably just would never see a female in that light as far as
it's not even men. It's not even men.
It may be a disconnect in how deep you go into their albums, or how much you listen to their albums, or how many songs you would listen to on a female artist album, or get the attention. No. So okay, you saying that. You get what I'm trying to say?
I get what you're trying to say, but that's part of being a megastar, right? When you somebody like a Michael Jackson didn't make music for men. He didn't make music for women. He made music for everybody. Beyonce music does not translate to men. I listen to women. Hold on. We used to listen to Jill Scott. You love that Jill Scott album. Females that I listen to their whole album. Janae Aku. I listen to her whole album. I listen to all her albums. Beyonce makes music for women. So now you want me to? I'm you know what I'm saying. Not saying that nobody's saying like she's not gonna get the same opinion. You're not gonna be a Michael Jackson without making music for everybody. You can't make music for just this one little area and then think I'm supposed to be a star. One of her top songs is "Single Ladies."
She has won album of the year. It just ain't at the Grammys. That's why I said it was selfish. This is not the only award ceremony, but they held this one in such high esteem because white people run it. In a way, that's why I said it was selfish. You won it in our cultures, the Source Awards or the BET Awards. She's won the accolades that he was advocating for.
But in our culture,
just
she
wanted
might
it-
have.
They wanted for the
In our
Grammy
culture,
ceremony.
though, yeah, no doubt. But in our
Whether
culture,
we agree with she having a Thriller album or not, she has album of the year. It just wasn't from the Grammys. So it's
right?
like
But
you a
that's
sore
a
winner.
different.
You a sore winner.
Yeah. So right. But listen, you might have won it for our culture. She might have, but hey, if you gotta understand, once you just knock it down to our culture, because you talking about okay, when it comes to the Grammys, you talking about Taylor Swift, Beyonce, the rest of those people, right? Now you say our culture. We already know on the R&B side, Beyonce is top tier. So now, now you move, the goalpost is moved back in. Of course, it's I get what you're saying, but they want that grant. She want that
You
award,
don't like
right? Kind of
validation.
what we talk about. Kind of what we just talked about comparison. They want that. I don't know if Beyonce want it or Jay-Z want it because he the one spoke on it, but they want that motherfucking album of the year. She want that award. I mean, he want that award for her.
Sore winner. You've won the
I
most
just
Grammys, even though you haven't won
go in the
album of the year.
studio. Go hard in the studio, man.
You
Come
won
up
the
with that.
most Grammys from white people validation, and you've been given album of the year in other ceremonies where you don't even show up. We've
And
heard
all
you
I'm saying is,
Beyonce
Kimbro, you
win
get what I'm,
BET awards and
Kimbro,
shit,
you get what I'm,
hip hop awards.
Kimbro, you get what I'm saying. Kimbro, you get what I'm saying though, right? When people don't think about this, right? Like when you making music, right? Saying certain things just like I'm not finna rat around playing a song. And I'm not. I know it's Destiny Child song, but like I'm not finna rat around listening to "Cater to You," right? Dope song, but I'm not finna rat around as a man listen to "Let Me Cater to," as you know what I'm saying. But I'll rat around listen to what's the what's the song "Drunk in Love" that speaks to everybody.
Right.
That speak to everybody. Everybody get drunk. Everybody don't cater to their man. That's all I'm saying. Like she not.
Talking about, that's what you're saying.
It's all the same.
No, it's. I just show you how it's different.
So anthems be anthems because whenever me and my
Oh.
girl used to get into it, she'd start playing that to the left shit. I don't listen to that on my own. I only listen to that when she had attitude. That shit blaring through the house.
I ain't never listening to the left.
Yeah, I didn't listen to that shit, but it came.
That is a bitter woman song.
Yeah,
I am never listening to this.
Come on, man.
So woman, she put out. That's what I'm saying. You can't put out woman anthems and men anthems and then be like, damn, why I ain't win album of the year.
That's why we was mad at Drake. He said for the dogs, and he got women anthems on there. Like, what is this?
So do y'all only listen to the one with Jay-Z on it? He featuring on it?
That was
Drunk in Love?
Point. My initial point is that subject is so subjective because there's men out here that feel like a woman never will have an album of the year because they just don't vibe with them like that. They could have great songs and great albums, but you alone and how you perceive women's albums, you would never see that for them.
I could see her winning. Matter of fact, I want to know, did her win album of the year? I could see her winning album of the year. It's not. I'm not just saying because she's a woman. I'm not saying it. I'm saying because most women listen.
Shit compared to theirs.
This same thing translates to like this is not a male or female thing. It's the music you put out. Trey Songz will never be a Usher because he only makes one type of R&B music. He only make music for the women. He don't make shit for the men. So he'll never be on the same level as Usher because Usher make music for everybody. So it's not about man or woman. It's about what you produce, what you put out. Does it translate to everybody?
What artist they cater to?
Yeah. I'm not saying Beyonce is not I'm not saying she's not a talent. But it's all you could be talented and put the wrong shit out.
I understand that, but I thought you said it was no woman that you felt was an artist.
No, her could definitely get a. I want to know. I know she got some Grammys, but her could have definitely won album of the year.
Which album?
Hold on. I'm trying to see. The first one, for sure. Her. What was what was the one Slap? The album Slap was on.
Beyonce they won every
And
award.
Damage.
They won that album.
The song. What album was the song Damage on?
Comparison is the killer of joy, right there.
I used to know her. I think that was on that. That was.
You can't enjoy being the winningest artist in the world because you ain't never won Album of the Year from the White People Awards. Comparison is the killer of joy. Go sit down with that speech.
I mean, they not gonna kill my joy, but they just gonna stroke my. They just gonna make me wanna make better music. That's what I'm saying. That's why I agree with that. We going back to the comparison statement. He said, yeah. I said, no. Just because I ain't win that award, I'm not gonna be upset or ruin my life. No, I'm gonna go put out some music to. Okay, and I'm gonna aim hard.
Jay-Z made a speech. When the last time Jay-Z made a speech out loud? He talked through his music. This why niggas not going to eat the 60. We taking the 60 bands, Jay. We not going to eat dinner with you. When he ever said anything out loud, that he had a Kanye moment, and it was so smooth and so graceful. Nigga, you shouldn't have been spoken up because you kind of a leader in the hip hop community.
A lot of people say he did a Kanye. He just did it in a smoother manner.
He did it with grace, and it's like we've been waiting on you to say anything.
That's what it sounds like.
So once again, Kanye West like a fucking genius.
Yeah, but based on what y'all saying, that's exactly what it sounds like. Kanye was just a little more all over the place, you know.
Yeah.
He was more blunt about it.
It was more for the culture for him because
that's why I know. That's why I know I'm a genius.
And he spoke up for Beyonce, and it wasn't his wife.
That's why I know I'm a genius.
That's what made it better.
That's why I know I'm a Kanye West because I'm finna be blunt and say, you know what I'm saying? I ain't wasting no time. I'm gonna be, hey man, we see the bullshit. Knock it off. Stop the malarkey.
Time and place.
Something about out here.
No, fuck that. Right away. ASAP is the time and the place. On site. We ain't waiting till this.
Make sure you get both sides of the story, though. Please.
Are you ready to get into? You ready to get into that? Cause I'm ready to get into that.
I'm just saying. Make sure you get both sides of the story.
So P, is it always two sides to a story, or?
Always two sides.
Cause me and Kimbrough was talking earlier, and we heard some people think it's three sides, and I was taught it was yours, mine, and God's. Kimbrough said, "What'd you say, Kimbrough?"
Yours, mine, and the truth.
Yours, mine, and the truth. How many sides you think it is, Kyla?
It's three sides.
It's three sides.
Three. Yours, mine, and the states. They might want.
He said yours, mine, and the states. So I'm gonna give y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all about my boy P.
We all got three sides if you really think about it.
I'm gonna tell you about my boy P, man. We went to high school together, and P he one of them guys that was kind of like, you know, I could just pick up on, like, we kind of like look at things the same way, right? So when I give him a subject, a lot of times nigga give me my answer. So I'm not gonna say nothing, P. This run, I'm gonna hold my thoughts until after y'all talk about it. Okay? Now, my two lovely friends over here, like most of my friends, they saying just take it as a form of flattery, let it go. Somebody even saying it's not really that big of a deal. As the co-host, You have a little more. I'm sorry.
I said you gotta get to it.
Get to it. Okay. Okay. Let me get to it. Right. Let me put my energy. Always some your Urban American podcast. So Pete,
I ain't asked for all that, man. I just think it's.
what is your take as a co-host, as somebody that's done several episodes that has invested your time into this as well as energy? How do you feel about something being called similar to our title of our podcast? How do you feel about that?
I told you before, it was lazy. It was lazy. And some of the calligraphy and the font was even similar. You had that established even before you was doing video. You had that icon established with the microphone, probably as it pertains to your music background. But that was your icon with the always. Now it is a saying, always two sides. But to use always after being on my show and listening to me open it, oh, I can take from him. He got a little bad. He a little fish. We a bigger fish over here. We can go eat with that and it don't matter. That's the game today in social media. People do it all the time. So I'm not finna look at you and act like, oh, it's just a coincidence. No, it's not. It was purposely, deliberately taken because you feel like, his little content ain't jumping off the way mine's finna go jump off. And you told me they stopped podcasting and they started back. What Bernie Mac say? Never do your joke in front of the other people.
Hey, Nas told Jay-Z, he said from Sean Carter to Jay-Z, damn you on jazz dick, right? I flipped it from no play to always two sass, damn you on kids. And like I told them, like I told my friend, cause Kimbrough in particular, he taking it light. Like I told him, I have conversations with this man. You never brought up the podcast to me. So when I'm putting everything together, it looks ill intent. Kimbrough, how do you feel about what P said? Is it lazy? Is it disgusting?
I mean, I don't know what it is because I don't care what it is.
We know.
Hold on, I'm gonna finish my statement. As far as when I say I don't care what it is, it's like I would have to then be in comparison, and I don't compare myself to anyone, so I don't care about what anyone has going on, what may be similar to me or whatever. If I don't care about what other people got going on, and I'm gonna stand in my lane, that don't matter. If somebody used the always and changed the last word or whatever, it is what it is. But I can't give that energy. I stay over here and focus on what I got to do and what I have going on. Now, because a person have always and maybe they lazy and they want to think of their own stuff. To be honest, I'm not even gonna take the time to figure out why they did that because I don't care. I'm gonna just stick in my lane, do my podcast, and do my thing.
Kyla?
So that's how I feel about that subject.
Got you. Kyla, was it lazy? Was it disgusting? As a co-host that put energy and time into this?
No. As I said before, I mean, it's like I compared it to the Canes and the Lanes. You know what I'm saying? And okay, I'm gonna give you that comparison. And real talk, most people know Canes, but the reality is Lanes was first.
But isn't it Raising Canes?
Lanes was first.
Isn't it Raising Canes?
You feel me? So it's kind of like you create your own narrative. Don't be worried about what nobody else is doing. Granted, he might have did it with ill intent, but at the end of the day, is that gonna stop your show, your flow, or anything else you got going on?
What if it did?
What if it did?
Then it do then.
Then it wasn't for you. That wasn't for you.
Right.
Nah.
That's right.
Nah.
That's how you gotta look at things. Now, again, if he did it with the wrong intent, okay, you know what I'm saying? Eventually, that's gonna catch up with him anyway because he's moving He's trying to move into your lane anyway. He not staying in his own lane. You feel me?
I mean, all things
so that's
being
gonna catch up with him anyways. Is what I'm saying.
all things
you
being
just focus on what you doing.
Right. And if it come up being bigger than yours, he was in his right lane and you was in the wrong.
We saw this in Coming to America. My man was over there biting McDonald's, talking about McDowell's. And the people was over there taking pictures. Get the hell out of here before I bust that camera. Why he don't want that camera on that McDowell's? Because he bit a little bit. He even was reading the McDonald's handbook. Now, we're not going that far. But you did artistic flattery. I'm not flattered. I do care. You took from me and you have a bigger platform. So now when I'm in my lane and I start
hold on. The platform part, I don't care what nigga. Let me say this. Hold on, let me say this. Pause. I don't care about nigga platform. I'm not intimidated about none of that shit. I don't give a fuck, big or small. I don't care. I don't care if he had 2 followers or 2 million. You took my shit. You took. No, I am my fault.
You see the comparison you making now.
What's yours?
When we stand, you stay in your lane with Always Some Shit, American podcast, and and people, you start to get a following, and maybe you get followers who follow both of y'all. Those comparisons are gonna come back around, and now you're gonna be accused of biting something that was yours in the first place. It happens all the time, and then everybody gonna be saying, "Oh, you're not gonna get the same sympathy that your friends are giving right now. That they telling you to look at it from a non-subject, don't care." But when you being accused, and motherfucker, this is where we get the 2 sides of this, 3 sides of the story shit right now. In the long run, in the bigger picture of things, motherfuckers gonna be like, Dre over there biting. Why he talking about Always Some Shit podcast? And you gonna have to show receipts that you was potting at this.
And they not. And guess what? Even with showing receipts, they not gonna care. They only care. People only care. Hold on, Kimbrough. Hold on, Kimbrough. People only care about mess. They don't. They never. It's been several rumors about me, and I showed motherfuckers the proof that that ain't true. Nobody give a fuck. Once it's out there.
So for you knowing that information, why do we even care about the comparison? Why do we even care?
Why did people come up? Why is the term trademark infringement even exist? You act like not caring is millionaires that didn't allow people to bite them.
We have to care because this is podcast.
You can't even play certain fucking music. You can't even play certain music. You can't do certain shit. Trademark infringement is a thing. Now, that technically what he did is not trademark infringement. But you came on my pause. You were on my platform. You know what my shit called. Mm-hmm. My shit been out since 2021. Mm-hmm. We're in 2024. You've been on 3 episodes. You turn around and you call your shit. You start your shit off the same way my shit starts off. That's disgusting.
Literally, that is the catchphrase.
Disgusting.
Always.
Let me tell you something. Yeah, Dre has never, will never, and it'll go to the grave. Before I don't bite nothing from nobody. Everything I came up with, man.
Remember when it was
that shit is corny.
So if he would have said, just for shits and giggles, if he would have said almost some shit,
I wouldn't say nothing. It's not. I mean, no, that's still a little. That's a little bite too. It's a little bite too. That's a little bite too. Don't have. I'm just saying. Me, if my listen. If you had a podcast, I'm not gonna have my podcast sound similar to yours. It's just not gonna happen. The only way my podcast is gonna sound similar to somebody's is pure coincidence.
Because I'm not. Motherfuckers don't think they related.
My favorite podcast is Joe Budden podcast. Right. I'm not a fucking biter, so I didn't say, you know what, DeAndre Conley podcast. No, I didn't do that. Let me go name.
That's your name, son.
Right. So you wouldn't be fighting because that's your name. See, that's not his name. He called his podcast by his name.
But I'm still doing something that he did, whether it's his name or not. Did he come out with a podcast that had his name first?
Okay, I'm gonna relate it to me. Okay, I'm in the beauty lane, right? I can't tell you how many times I've come across salons with the word Lux in it. Lux this, Lux
LUX.
So are they biting each other?
Right.
Somebody bit.
Somebody.
Somebody bit. It was somebody seen somebody come to the Lux beauty beautician, whatever the fuck. And somebody was like, damn, that Lux is cold.
Because that's lazy.
All that stuff is being used in the same industry.
In the same.
Y'all are skipping over the artistic steps that come with these names. You saying they just pulling y'all coming up with these names and all this shit to advertise your material like I'm just pulling it out my ass. Like we all just, hey, give a reach. What you got? That's people are coming. When I came up with my title, I wanted to come up with something that was gonna catch, something that stuck to you, something that made sense, something that everybody goes through. So I cultivated this name. I didn't pull it out of fucking handbasket or Google names or go on mobile chat GP and say, give me a podcast name. No, I really, you know what I'm saying, cultivated this name.
But your name isn't trademarked, is it?
Yes, it's trademarked.
It is trademarked?
Yes, my shit is trademarked. Yes, I have to work on that shit. But what he did though, he just took Always. Now, you could have a case to where you can have them a cease and desist is possible, but it's not.
Always.
Bro, you gotta. Do you know how the music game go, bro? Like come on, man. You in Atlanta? We seen a dude troll 21 Savage. My man brought it up. We seen a man troll. Did he change that name? Exactly.
So Dre, is it the always part that's bothering you?
It's the part that you was on my shit. You know what my shit was called. You went and started one. You never mentioned it, and I know why you didn't mention it. You big. This shit catchy. When people that listen to the podcast, they hit me up like they do a renderings. Always some shit, urban American podcast. People that listen to the show, they that's their thing. When I answer the phone, or they see me. It's catchy. You said, damn, this is catchy.
It's not about the always.
It bothers me. It bothers me for him because I post on social media all the time. People take what I say and put it in their post, and they share. They don't even like or comment on my shit. They just say what I said as if it was their thoughts. Originality, everybody too lazy to be original now. You don't fucking automaton. So much so, it's okay to copy statuses and jokes and write them as your own. And I know motherfuckers who not even funny in real life or barely have much to say.
That's
but
weird.
Now all of a sudden, every other post, they got a joke and we laughing at them. I'm like, I already seen this 3 or 4 times. Nobody cares because it's free rent. No, this is podcast. This is content creation. Followers and subscriptions is how you make your money. Now you done bit from my brand with that always, which is the leading opening statement to all my shit. Always. You can't use always and me not think some type of way and not feel some type of way.
What my man, what Frank tell Nikki? When you take my dope.
I ain't hearing this again, man.
And chop it down 3-4-5% and put on a blue magic. That is trademark infringement. What do you want me to do, Frank? What you say? What do you want me to do, Frank? I'll happily insist you change the name. I don't give a fuck. Call it red dog shit. Just don't let me catch you. Now, what? Now, did Frank have a case in what he said? I mean, they used his whole name. So you feel Frank had a real case in that scenario, Kimbrough?
We're speaking of the movie, right?
Yeah, we're speaking of the movie. In that scenario of the movie, did Frank have a case since they used the whole thing? They was using his name.
Same exact name, but he don't have a case because it's the dope game.
So you think the dope game don't have you think you could jack the dope game? It's like the internet. It's cool. It's like Facebook. It's still a joke. Yeah. So you one of the people that you feel like it's no problem. Somebody see somebody joke and they type it up as their own. You don't find that weird.
No, I'm not saying that. But you asked me a question about the dope game. A dope dealer mad because somebody else named they dope the same name.
So dope dealers don't have no right.
Huh?
So dope dealers don't have a right to their name.
I didn't say they didn't have a right. I just said in that game, I don't care. I don't have an opinion on that because it's a dope game.
Cause like I'm pretty sure they trademark some of those like weed names. Like everybody can call they shit cookies. You know what I mean? Like even when it comes to even when it comes to like the sister locks. Only one
Everything don't have to
only
be
it's only a certain
because
amount of people that know how to do that could do sister locks. And I believe it's I gotta get the exact details, but it's some litigation like that. Everybody can't say they doing sister locks because I think it's copywritten or something to that nature.
I thought social locks was just a particular weaving style of the lock.
No, it's deep. I did too. It's deeper. Pause. But we gonna end it right here. This was a great take. My lovely host Kyla, appreciate you. My best friend in the world, Kimbrough. My right hand man P. We'll chop it up another time. I appreciate y'all. This is always some your urban American podcast. Please like, share, subscribe. Instagram pages. Always some 5. Again,
and then
always
you
some
can change up both
5.
the syllables and the cadence. His shit end with A, begin with A, and end with S. Always two sides. Always some shit. That's the same cadence and verbals and words used. And we sit over there acting like this is not thievery. Shit me.
Man,
I guarantee you they're gonna experience it. They're gonna be like, you know what? I see it.
So look, I ain't gonna drop, I ain't gonna.
Keep P on the podcast because
Look,
I would definitely most not go hard like that for you on this one.
pause. Don't go hard for me. Like,
Not on this one.
pause. Don't go hard for me. Listen. I think the misconception is right, and it just come from personal perception, right? My boy Kimbrough, I'm not saying it in no negative light. Like he don't do like music stuff like that, like artistic stuff where he like would be in a situation where somebody would like jack him like that, right? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I gotta jump because I gotta
Yeah,
3 o'clock.
we gotta go. So that's all I'm saying. So they understand their perspective on it.
All right, y'all.
All right, love. So I understand their perspective on it. Why they feel like, okay, it's not really you know what I mean? But me,
You ain't have no tangibles. Like you gotta get a picture of that shit and a picture of our shit. And the more I thought about it, I was like, not only did they steal, but they didn't even like use more words. They used the same amount of syllables. So it almost sounded the same.